Welcome back. I have no idea what I'm calling this series of videos yet. It could be mistakes you're going to make as I tell you what is coming out so you can spend your money, or it's just news, the bi-weekly probable. I don't know. If you guys have a good idea of what I should call this little video series set, because I think I'm going to do this more often, please let me know down in the comments below. I'm at a loss for what I should call this. So first up, we have a pair of Battletech updates, updates 153 and 154 that happened within the past week. The first one, 153, that has they're basically saying that Battletech Legends is now into the wild, actually, and the Circle of Equals battle mat, they have a visual on what that looks like, and then when you have put two of them back to back. And then the big thing from 153 is the Initiative Deck, and that looks really, really interesting. I mean, they were talking about like it was going to be 25 cards, and now it's a 67 card deck, and it's got a rules booklet, and it goes into a tuck box. It's a lot more robust than what I think they were originally going for. Some of the game texts on these initiative cards look really, really neat. I like the Star-Lord card. You win initiative off that, and at the end phase, remove this card from the game, discard all initiative cards, including environmental effects, and reshuffle the initiative deck. Nice way to hit the reset button there. There's a lot of, I think, shenanigans that are going to go on with your games to give it its own, like, spontaneity, and I think it's just going to be really, really neat. Then we're going to go to update 154. The basics of update 154 is that the pledge manager is indeed closed, and talking about late pledges and what the process will be going moving forward. If you decide to back now as a late pledge, the pledge will not be handled by CrowdOx, who was handling Wave 1 and Wave 2. Your pledge will then be transferred over to the Catalyst game store, and the Catalyst staff will take care of you. So if you do want to get in there and jump on board, if you haven't backed yet, you can still do it. Spend your money, spend that Christmas dough. Next up is the full color laminate coated record sheets for Battletech. These look pretty neat. Check them out. They're going to do 64 half sheets and then 32 full sheets. So not every mech that's represented in the Kickstarter will get a full sheet that's in color, but a good portion of them will. And the last part of the update is talking about how much fiction they've already completed versus what they have left that's promised from the Kickstarter. And they're really well ahead of the ball here, in my opinion. But I thought that's really nice for them to hold themselves accountable, showing you what's out there, what they've continued to promise will come. A lot of transparency. So we're going to jump genres and scales a little bit and kind of go in a little bit of historical direction. Warlord Games is a company that makes a lot of historical war games, but they've announced a brand new American Civil War game. I say new, but it is based on their Black Powder rules set. And the scale of the game is kind of between 15 and 20 millimeter scale. It seems like it's a proprietary scale for them, but it's going to allow you to field regiments and whole battalions in the American Civil War. They've got a great little starter deal going on right now. It's a little too rich for my blood, but I wish I could do it. But it's $237. It gets you 2 full armies. You're getting little flags. You're getting terrain. You're getting multiple books, and they're signed. And then you get exclusive pre-order bonuses. And let's jump over to Battlefront. And they make Flames of War, Team Yankee. They also own Gale Force 9. And they have a nice little preview showing their 2021 offerings. For Flames of War, you've got the Bagration stuff coming out. And the Battle of the Bulge books in the back half of the year. One thing that really surprised me for Flames of War was the announcement of the Axis Allies book. Now, I do play Axis in Flames of War. I've got Italians, Japanese, and Germans. But a lot of people have been asking since version 4 came out for Finns, Hungarians, and Romanians. And finally, we're getting that. So that's going to be very, very exciting. I'm looking forward to snagging a Hungarian set. And for Team Yankee, you've got the West Germans So now you can have modern day Fallschirmjäger. So I don't play Team Yankee. It's one of those games I'd like to, but you know, space is at a premium, and so is money. And jumping over to Games Workshop, the only thing I want to note is I thought it was interesting that on the Warhammer community webpage, they released an update on Warhammer releases in 2021. And they kind of go into broad overview of how COVID and Brexit have impacted them. And in terms of Brexit, I think it's great that Games Workshop's committing that fans that are in the EU will not be impacted to pay more in-store or online as they head into the new year. Because the British government can't work out all the particulars just yet, and there's a lot of uncertainty there, Games Workshop's going to just eat the customs and duties fees that apply on these orders, which I think is pretty neat. And with the global bastard that is the virus, they're saying it shouldn't surprise anyone that orders made through December and January are going to take a little bit longer. They do have some new stuff coming up for Age of Sigmar in February. For 40k, they're promising a brand new codex or expansion every month in January, February, and March, starting with my boys, the Dirty Boys, the Death Guard. And now jumping again to another company, Fantasy Flight Games. In the past 2 weeks, threw out a couple of previews. One for Lando Calrissian Commander expansion, and the other for Agent Kallus, who's from the cartoon Star Wars Rebels. Both of these characters feature new mechanics, such as the contingency mechanic, which allows you to swap out on the fly command cards for a set of cards that are basically a sideboard. So if you've got a 2 in your hand, 2 pip card, command card, and you want to swap it out for a 2 pip command card in your contingencies, you can do that. And that wraps up this video. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. If I did, let me know in the comments below. If there's a game that you'd like me to start covering news-wise, let me know as well. I'm willing to check things out and read. But most of all, have a safe, fun, and wonderful holiday season over the next couple weeks. Be good, and I'll see you on the next one. Hey, if you like what you saw, please hit that like button or the subscribe if you're not already subscribed. It really helps me out quite a bit. Or just leave a comment below telling me how much you hated the video. That works too. Thanks, have a good one.